You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I am your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I'm doing some, what was the word I was gonna say? I'm discombobulated. There's some discombobulated stuff that's going on, and I gotta see what's going on. And it's 4th of July Eve, and tomorrow's the 4th of July, and everybody's taking off and everybody's going home. Now, you may hate me when I say this, but if the 4th of July is not your day and you're one of those, we live in America, blah, 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 it wasn't made for us, my suggestion to you is go find another country. I mean, at some point, you can take advantage of all the great things that are here, and you can take advantage of all the wonderful things that we can get in America. And the fact that you're able to complain about it is because you live in America. I would be thankful for that. It might not have started for us, but they can't go forward without us. So get it on. First bit of breaking news. I want to let you know the missing 10-year-old has been located. They were trying to find a 10-year-old critical missing, Terrion Johnson. He's been located and returned to home. That is per the Milwaukee Police Department Sensitive Crimes Division. So I did talk to them about an hour ago, and he is at home, returned home, and all is well. And that's that. So last week, we had a couple things that got overturned and a couple things people really weren't able to talk about, the affirmative action and school loans. And I want to give you an opportunity to speak your mind about that. Let's chop it up and go after exactly what you believe it is, what they said it was, and what we can do moving forward, because there's so many things that occur, and many times they're things people feel and believe is right, which is in research called common sense justice, that based on rules, procedures, constitution, all that stuff, it can't come to fruition. So in order to fix it or defeat it or create what we need, we got to go back to some things that we've done in the past and been able to create avenues and pathways. Access is different from rights, and so we'll have to look at that. Remember, because education is compulsory to age 16. After that, if you decide you don't want to go to school, there's no law that's like dragging you into school. There's a max age that I don't think you can be in high school after age like 20. And so there's some things that are built in purposefully because of age and all that. But coming to grips with the fact that not everything is going to be beneficial for you, and sometimes you got to make a different way. And I think that's one of the things affirmative action did for Black people. I'm not racist when I say this. I don't think. Might sound that way. We talk about Black people. Sometimes it disturbs me when people say, well, it's for Black and brown people. Well, but we're not talking about Black and brown people. We're talking about Black people. And many times I think that we have done ourselves significant harm because we keep including people. We always want people to think we're inclusive, fighting a fight where no one else is inclusive. I'm just saying. So, the importance of college, the importance of high school. Not everybody can go to college. Not everybody can get in college. Not everybody that goes to college can finish. Not because of money, which is one of the main things, running out of money, but because of intellect, acumen, a combination of multiple things that have nothing to do with how good you are in school. And I think we have to start taking a look at that and take a step back and go, not everybody should be in college. Last time I checked, people in the trades make more money than people in college. Anyway, not everybody is driven to graduate from a 4-year university or a 2-year for that matter. You know, it just differs. And because we keep telling everybody, hey, you got to go to college because it's, while I agree with that, it's literally not for everybody. But then what do you have to understand about school, about higher ed, about high school that helps you understand the importance of it? Well, number one, grades aren't everything, and they are not the apex of merit. Because you got an 800 on the SAT in math does not make you smart. It just makes you good at math. And we have to remember these things so that we don't start, hey, they went to an Ivy League school. So what? Same CPA textbook they use at Harvard, they use at Concordia. Like, that's it. Other than networking and connecting with people, oh, it's harder. Well, it doesn't matter, but we'll figure out what that means. Number two, grades are not a reflection, I said it, of intellect. How smart, how you break down, how logical, how you handle your emotion has absolutely nothing to do with what grade you got in a class. But we seem to think that A students are smart. My issue that I've run into in higher education is many of my A students can't connect the dots once they're out. Some do, some don't. Many of the A students go into what? Logical thinking, sit down at a desk jobs. Because if you had to actually do and piece together what you learned in a book physically through action, it's difficult. I've watched people that are 4.0 students have difficulty going through the fire service and the police service. Why? Because you can learn it in a book all day and take a test, but when I have to have you show me and use it practically, not so much. But it's the same thing for math and accounting, engineering. Number three, support from family and friends is everything. Just because you don't agree what someone else has decided to do with their life does not mean you get to bash them or trash them because you don't want to. Your son or daughter who wants to be a police officer, support them. You can disagree with them if you want, but at least support them. Your son or daughter who wants to be an aviation mechanic and fix airplanes, that's not something you would do. That's probably not something you have the intellect to do, the physical acumen, the connecting of circuits and airplanes. And you have to be what? Precise about it. You can't be, well, it's close. Well, no, that thing's going to go in the air and fly. You can't be accurate. You have to be precise. If that's you, that's great. Make sure you support those folks. Number four, be the best at everything you do in high school. Some people A is best. Some people B is best. Some people C is best. Be your best. Stop comparing yourself to other people. I like how now that we've talked about the dean's list and all that stuff, and now it's just a range. And if your grade point average is in this range, you're in. And if it's not, you're not. And by the way, remind me to talk about the state legislature that wants to make 5% of all high schools in Wisconsin be able to go to UW. I found some interesting information about that the other day. And then number 5, finally, there is only one important thing about going to school. And don't miss it. Don't compare it. There's only one most important thing about going to elementary school, middle school, high school, a 2-year college, a 4-year college, graduate school, or professional school. There's only one thing that counts that literally negates everything, every negative thing, every horrible thing that has happened to you during that time. But if you don't do it, people will shoot you some shade. You know what that is? There's only one thing you have to do every single time, no matter what. It's a simple thing to do. Finish.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth.
This is 1017 The Truth, Dr. Ken Harris, and the time is now Milwaukee. For the last 3 decades, I've watched this city grow and change to a place where I'm proud to have raised my children here.